that investment horizon?
Well, one of the things that T.Rowe's retirement funds are known for is having a higher than average equity allocation. And that's because when we look at the investment risk for investors out there, we really focus in on what we call shortfall risk, which is a combination of inflation and longevity risk. Investors are living long. Inflation is always a risk, even at low, over a long periods of time. And because of that focus, we ended up, our models told us and our historical analysis told us that we wanted to have an adequate exposure to equities.
Let me ask you about equities right now. They've had a pretty good run this year. Should investors be reducing exposure even for the long term based on the market's performance?
Well, yes, the equities have definitely had a run as of late, and we have an asset allocation committee that looks at, we meet on a monthly basis, and in fact, we're meeting in 2 days, and we'll look at what has happened in the market. For the long term, we would say that investors out there, whether they're in a targeted product or not, should not be reducing their equity allocation. Particularly for the long term, we just think the analysis shows that equities just outperform other asset classes over longer periods of time. But even with this long run, what investors should really also pay attention to is the other side of the equation, which is fixed income. And when you look at the very low rates, basically yields are at what we consider pretty close to a floor. And given that, the outlook for fixed income is really challenging for the foreseeable future.